Good morning, everyone. In the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer. Taka amahara ni kamzumari masu kamurogi kamurogi no mi mochite sume mi oya kamurisana no mikoto tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no odo no awagi hara ni misogi hara itamo toki ni narimaseru o kami tachi moro no magagoto tsumi kegare o harai tamae kiyome tamae no yoshi o amami kunitsu kami yao yorosu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuchi Urita ete kikoshi meseto kashikomi mumausu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie mi oya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie mi oya nushi mamori tamae saki hae tamae Kum nagara tamachi haemase. Kum nagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, belonging your radiant divine light, shining radiantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guidance and for the privilege of channeling and Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama, pure and effective instruments of your divine light. We may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and in our lives. Great God of light, and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive Group Johrei.
God Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Illness. The teachings that guide people to true health are paths of salvation ordained by God. Do not fear illness or hardships. Accept them as God's blessings, a way of purifying us of our accumulated spiritual clouds. Even though illness is healed through prayers, we still hold medical science in high esteem. The primary purpose of Johrei is not to effect physical healing. Johrei is an action that brings about spiritual fulfillment and true happiness on earth. I say this because sickness is a form of purification, and the real cause of the sickness is clouds on the spiritual body, which are dispelled through that purification. Joy is a way by which all the negative experiences of a person can be eliminated. In this sense, poverty and conflict are also manifestations of purification. However, the most serious of all purifications is illness because it involves one's very life. Therefore, when the problem of disease is solved, other miseries such as poverty and conflict are automatically solved too. Since the solution of these miseries is essential for the attainment of true happiness, it needs to be clearly understood that the clouds on the spiritual body and that the surest way to dispel clouds and attain true happiness is Johrei. Therefore, Johrei is not merely something to be used for the healing of physical illness.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. This morning, I want to share with you this faith experience from Silvia Teixeira de Almeida. She's from the Amarante Johrei Group, Portugal. Silvia's life has always been very difficult, with many health problems since she was little, some of which have been since in her family, everything was also very complicated with other health problems, conflicts, and financial difficulties. In the last 2 years, the situation got a lot worse. She started to feel very ill, very weak, fainting easily, and it was diagnosed that her kidneys had actually stopped working. On medical advice, she started to undergo hemodialysis 3 times a week. She lives with her mother, and to make matters worse, at about the same time, her mother also developed profound dementia, and was constantly calling Sylvia, day and night. It was just a crazy situation. Time passed, and she was no longer well, feeling weak because of her kidneys were not working, having to undergo hemodialysis, etc. She was completely exhausted, had a great nervous and physical breakdown, and she was just want to put an end to her life. To try to alleviate her situation, she tried to place her mother in a nursing home because she couldn't take it anymore, but she couldn't do it at all. She was living in a real hell. A friend, realizing what was going on in her life, told her to go to receive energy in a hairdressing salon, which she later learned that there was a Johrei group of our church in Portugal. She started to receive Johrei every Tuesday, and the first result was that she began to feel calmer, not to despair so much, and felt stronger. She was very excited and continued to go on Tuesdays. She continues to do hemodialysis 3 times a week, but she no longer feels the weakness she had when she was diagnosed with the kidney disease. Before, she couldn't place her mother anywhere. In a few months after starting to receive Johrei, unexpectedly, her mother was admitted at a nursing home in Felgueiras, which is very close to where Sylvia lives. It was good for her mother, who was constant being monitored, and for Sylvia too, as she was unable to take care of her mother before. One of her goals in life was to visit her father, who lives in France. He's been living in France for many years. She had never managed to visit him, and now, with the hemodialysis situation, her chances got worse. However, the day after writing this faith experience, a clinic called her where she could go to continue undergoing her hemodialysis close to her father. So she couldn't believe such a blessing. Sylvia made a special gratitude donation for all the blessings that she received. Her next goal is to receive the consecrated picture of Meishu-sama in her home to daily pray to God and Meishu-sama. And I want also to share this faith experience. This one is from Cristina Maria Caldeira Pinto from the Jacarepaguá, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Cristina suffered from asthma and felt very tired due to frequent attacks, which made her daily tasks difficult. She used a pump with bronchodilators every time a week. In January 2020, she sought guidance from her minister. She was recommended to receive Johrei with her husband for 1 hour a day and to materialize her monthly and daily donations to express gratitude for her life. In addition, the minister invited Christina to become a family assistant because by taking care of other people, God would take care of her ancestors, and her purification. Christina promptly put the guidance into practice. In a period of 30 days, she started to notice the results. Her crisis gradually diminished, and the use of the pump became only once a day. With the onset of the pandemic, she was very fearful for her health and for the health of her family members. Christina's husband is a sales representative and has no fixed salary, earning a commission from what he sells. Due to social isolation, he worked from home and sales became scarce. Christina panicked. She focused on her difficulties and financial worries, and as a result, emotionally shaking every day. As a returned to having daily asthma attacks. Seeking spiritual encouragement, she started to watch our online services, and by listening to the minister's guidance, she noticed the importance of practicing our faith at home. Thus, she changed her focus over to God and Meishu-sama and engaged in dedications at home. She intensified channeling and receiving Johrei with her husband, reading the divine writings daily, and did Mitama Migaki, the dedication to cleaning our surroundings as a soul polishing. After she changed her thoughts and attitudes, she strengthened herself spiritually and everything changed. Her anguish and anxiety disappeared, and since the end of 2020, she has no more asthma attacks. Her husband got a cash award for selling a certain product, and at the same time, they had not used food stamps for over 6 months, which gave them peace of mind with regard to their supermarket expenses. In subsequent months, sales continued to occur and they got financial stability. Christina made the decision to offer special gratitude donation for the blessings received, and her joy was great. Her goal is to become furthermore committed to the mission of a family assistant, with the hope that many people will experience the flavor of faith through our practices. Christina is very grateful to God and Meishu-sama for her purifications, because it was through them that she strengthened her faith and commitment to the divine word. Thank you very much for listening to these faith experiences and attending the service. I wish wish you a very wonderful day. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed day.